Now, during intense physical activity, there is a problem associated with the muscle tissue. Now, the muscle is demanding for more and more oxygen in order to be able to respire. However, your cardiac or the cardiovascular system and your respiratory system is unable to provide that oxygen to the muscle cell. So, temporarily, your muscle cell suffers from oxygen deprivation when it switches over from aerobic respiration to anaerobic respiration. And as you can see here, during anaerobic respiration, glucose is not broken down entirely. It is partially oxidized into lactic acid. And when this lactic acid accumulates inside the muscle cell, it can lead to cramps. That's why you experience that severe pain in your muscle after a very prolonged, intense physical activity. Say, for example, you've gone sprinting for a long time, or you've gone on a marathon run or a marathon jogging session. So, by the end of that, you experience your muscles become very sore, and that's because of the accumulation of lactic acid. Why? Because your muscle has overcome, or it has faced that temporary oxygen deprivation, and therefore it has switched over to anaerobic respiration. However, in Cori's cycle, what happens is this lactic acid is sent into the bloodstream. The blood carries the lactic acid back to your liver. In the liver takes care of this lactic acid, because lactic acid, too much of it is bad for us. So lactic acid is again converted back into glucose, and now the liver, which is the storehouse of glucose, makes it a point to send the glucose via the bloodstream back into the muscle cell, so that the muscles can utilize this glucose under normal conditions through aerobic respiration in order to derive the energy that it needs in order to take part in muscle contraction. Otherwise, we would not be able to move our body parts, because for us to carry out locomotion and movement, our muscles need energy, isn't it? And where does that energy come from? It comes from the breakdown of glucose. So lactic acid is taken back into the liver, and it is converted back to glucose, and once again sent as a nutrient supply to the muscle cells. This cycle is referred to as the Cori's cycle.